things like that. That's what I'm interested
Okay.
in.
Yeah.
That,
Which
that.
we
I know
want.
it's subject to change because,
Yeah.
you know, different lights today are gonna cost something different in 6 months.
Right.
You know, the same
Well, how
light,
they
but,
bid it will change, so we won't know for sure till they bid it.
Well,
Right.
part of it's gonna
Right,
depend on
yeah.
the rebate programs, cause, you know, with
Oh.
like Loop Valleys, there are some
mhm. And I have another question
tremendous
on that.
rebates right now.
So then, another question I have, are any stimulus monies figured in with this?
We're hoping to get some. You have to apply for them.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
read in chamber minutes and some of your school board minutes that you were working on that
Right.
months ago.
Right,
And so where are you at with that?
we're still working on it.
That's it, you don't have any idea, you
Last,
don't know?
we talked to Lincoln and to our architects, and the state still hasn't come up with the
Anything to let you guys?
procedure yet.
The amount that is allocated to the state is, you know, like you have to go through the applications and so
Yeah.
forth. And then, you know, they may prorate it or divvy
Some
it out
formula,
according,
okay.
you know, formula, you get a
Yeah.
percentage. And it could end up being a very minimal
Yeah.
amount that actually can trickle down to Ord, Nebraska. But we're definitely, you know, gonna pursue that.
I was just curious if you were banking on anything. And to me, as a business owner for something like that, you couldn't bank on it.
And we're
Yeah.
not.
Can't
Okay,
bank on
We're
it
not.
until-
that's what I wanted to know.
We should know, hopefully, before the bond election.
But you may not.
It would still, yeah.
And another thing about that stimulus, that's not free money anyhow, that might cost you more than paying
Yeah.
the full thing up front.
Right, and there are some states that are turning that back.
It's
because of
pretty
that, but-
complex when
yeah.
they started explaining it. It says interest-free, but it turns out it's really not. There's a bidding process to get that money. You know, they have to get investors to come in. I mean,
Then
it's
there's a
way more
tax on it back
complicated.
to them.
Yeah,
And then,
okay,
of course, the other thing is, if they go in here and say, we looked at your plans, this has gotta change if you're gonna get the stimulus, so you're
right,
screwed.
okay.
Lot
It would
strings,
be-
lot of strings
It wouldn't
attached.
be
Yeah.
additional money, it would be in that 9.8 million.
Yeah,
You know, so it would still probably be a loan, some of it may not be, but, you know, it wouldn't be additional, it wouldn't go like 10-2 or something.
yeah, okay.
It would be, go into that bond.
Got an ad, I don't know, do you feel like your question was answered as far as getting the,
Yes.
because we won't really know until we tell the architect and they figure
Mm-hmm,
backwards from where the number we tell.
okay. Mm-hmm.
But that would be public records or knowledge, so.
Okay. One other question, Marty, when you were talking in the beginning, you talked about the 28 building, and when you had an architect look at that, through remodel eyes, I can't remember exactly how you stated it. Was it the same architect? Or did you guys have a different architect look at it for remodel?
It was different architect than the one we've been dealing with on these plans.
Can you tell us who that is?
Same company, but.
Okay, same
But just a
company.
guy that specializes in more remodeling
Okay.
rather than new construction.
He,
Okay.
He's the
Yeah.
one that did all Lincoln's,
He's done-
Lincoln is doing the remodeling
Mhm.
of 80-year-old buildings,
Yeah.
and he's the one that designed those.
Good.
And we spent the day with him, and he went into
Yeah.
a lot of detail about
Right.
why, you know, we originally thought all the walls were concrete, you know, and you couldn't open them up, and no, there are columns every 20 foot, but and then like the walls in the hallways, every 20 foot there are columns. But in between that, it's your plaster and so forth. And between the classrooms, there is not concrete, so you can make a 3-classroom site into 2 classrooms and
Yeah.
things like that you can do. But, you know, I think you may recall, I was very skeptical of spending money on the old building to begin with. And I guess it took the reassurance that it would be as good or better than a new building to make me comfortable with that. And I was very impressed with the architect, his knowledge. I mean, he probably impressed me as much as anybody would talk to as far as knowing what he was talking about.
yeah, the part that made it more realistic though is few of us gone down, and this architect, Dan Spiro.
That's real close.
Spiro,
Yeah.
something like that, whatever his name is. We went down, spent a day with him, and he first kind of talked us through, you know, some of his projects. Then he took us out and started showing us some of them. They were currently doing the renovations at Lincoln High, and they had parts of the building that were done, parts that were in progress, and parts they hadn't touched. And then there was a junior high school that we went to that was completely done, and then an elementary school that was done, that they had done different things to. So after going through there, it kind of gave you a different perspective on what the renovation potential was, because I was a lot like Marty. I think the discussion we had at one of the public meetings was, you know, if you put a new motor in an old combine, you still got an old combine.
Right.
Here, though, I think after seeing what they had done, I started thinking, you got a pretty good combine all of a sudden.
One of the sides on it is that you're gonna have construction probably for 2 years.
Takes longer, yeah.
Yeah.
Disrupt the
Right.
classroom.
We'll have to figure out something.
When we
It's
toured,
work.
what was it, Lexington? That remodel, that's what sold me that it can be done, you know. It's a beautiful building, and it's a remodel.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a 2-story or?
Yes, they have an elevator, and it's nice.
David
State
City
of the
did an
art.
excellent job remodeling the
Yeah.
old building. And it's just-
What it
is beautiful.
would cost to build that 28 building today, the way it's built,
Oh.
you wouldn't, you could
Yeah,
never touch
there's the
it.
key, the way it's built. It's
You couldn't
built
do
like
it. Yeah.
a built.
Just, you know.
I mean, they found that out when they tore down the old grade school.
He said there was certain year spans where he could tell you basically by when the school was built, whether it was worth remodeling or not. He said there was a span where they used more wood in the construction. He said tear them down. They're not worth it, but ours was one of the good ones.
And then after that, he came up and
Right, did a thorough.
looked
Yeah.
and, you know, said, no, this is the kind that you can do that.
This probably isn't the time, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. The care committee, I don't know how many months ago, a long time ago, did a survey, which I'm sure you probably heard about, to all the school districts in Nebraska. And we got a pretty good response back. And the questions were, you know, are you planning on a bond? If so, new construction, remodel, and if so, you know, how do you plan on paying for it? A lot of them are saving for new construction. I shouldn't say a lot, I should say several. Is that an option for the grade school?
Well, yeah, we will try to do that. That's what we're doing right now.
I don't think we'd say for new construction there.
Not new
No.
construction there, but
Right.
for, some of the other people in the committee did more research on that than I did. But I guess part of the problems I've had in the past is that I've been told that you cannot save money as a school district. And that, to me, the survey we did told me different. So I got
It depends
mixed.
upon the size of the project. You know, if you're talking about a $5-10 million project, it's, and we gotta stay under $1.10.
See, but that's not quite the way I.
$1.05, excuse me. So, you know, we can't, unless we vote to exceed the lid, then you're back to the same thing again. You can't really accumulate enough to do anything big, but that's how we've done what we've done, and we can we're saving up now, you know, to try to help on some things.